Can't clarify this enough. Lock your grandparents in the basement.
You are not prepared!
Then you couldn't look. There was no internet to look the shit up on. Everyone loves Dick. Are you a
Dick
fan of
Grayson.
Jared?
What? Did we just become best friends?
Yep!
But no, I don't really think like there hasn't really been much about any of us that's changed that much. I mean, we've been friends for a hell of a long time, but not much has changed. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Jeremy still threatens to plow our mom, and that we all suck dicks, and Anthony still has the Transformers, and I'm still
trapped in a TV.
The stoner.
Still, yeah, that's about right. Welcome to What an Oddcast. I'm Jeremy Minekime. With me, as always, the voluptuous Anthony Denney.
Hello.
And with us today, we have two special guests. We have our one and only soldier boy, Jeremy.
Buenos dias. Nice to be back, guys.
It's good to have you back. And my good friend and co-host from Fireside Chats that you might catch live on Saturdays on YouTube, Mr. James Asay.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, that's about right. That's what I deal with here. So,
Also, Jared, I like how. So last week we had an even number of people, and we had some tiebreakers we needed. So you brought two people, so we continue to have an even number of people.
That's kind of my bad because I was supposed to be on like 2 weeks ago or some shit, and I just finally got here. It took me 2 weeks of traveling through the internet to find myself here. So,
Well, welcome.
Well, to be fair, Jared was never good at math, so...
hey, it's okay because I have some votes from other people. One of those people happens to be the one and only person that we interviewed on this channel, and if you have not listened to that interview, I would highly suggest it. The one and only Mr. Fiend Gotts gave me some votes the other night when we were drinking. So,
Daddy Minekime.
Did you write them down or did you actually remember them?
I actually tallied them as I went, because he actually gave me votes for all the other brackets that we have coming up, because he was just like, give it to me,
nice.
give it to me, give it to me. So I read them all.
Nice.
He likes to make fun of me for being a nerd, but he's almost as big of a nerd. He just likes to hide it, so... Yeah, no. Anyway. Just throw him under the bus, fuck it.
Fuck it.
That's how it has to be sometimes. You got to throw somebody underneath the bus.
And a big announcement, I kind of mentioned it last week in the end of the episode. I just want to get it out of the way now. You can go over to that patreon.com/oddcast. We have the $1 a month you can sign up for there. It helps support us, what we're doing and whatnot. But we have oddcastnetwork.com that I'm looking at launching this week. I'm finishing it up tonight as best I can to try to get it launched tomorrow. But we'll see how that goes. As well, I talked it over with the guys here, and I'm currently looking at and weighing the options of possibly some merch shit. Like, there's a legitimate website I found.
Oh, shit.
Man, I've been out of the loop for a while.
Yeah, and honestly, credit goes to the YouTube channel I keep telling people to go check out, Meat Canyon. Because he just launched some new merch because he found a website that would handle a bigger load of people ordering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bigger load.
Oh, yes.
Well, I mean, it fits the overall name of it.
But he's a really funny guy, and he has the shirts he has. I'm looking at getting his Eddie, the just 25 cents. I'm looking at getting that one because I can't help it. But when I was on the website, it had a thing that they're geared around creators. So I was looking it over, and I'm like, this might be a thing we could do. So you'll have to check our Facebook and our Twitter and whatnot about what's going on with that, because we might very well have some merch shit going. But anyway, gentlemen, we're going into the Spider-Man villain brackets again. Last week, Scorpion was the victor.
Much to Jared's dismay.
Not just mine. Our friends over at InfoCast 5000, if you haven't checked them out, go check them out as well. Their new episode was about touchscreens, and there's a lot of shit in there I didn't know. But they were also disappointed. They agreed with me that Demo Goblin should have won. The next day, I got a message from them saying, yeah, man, listen to that. It was awesome, except for one thing. Demo Goblin should have won hands down. I'm like, thank you.
Well, at least someone agreed with you.
Somebody agreed with me. The underdog.
Oh, shit balls.
But yeah, Scorpion won last week, and we have our new lineups today. And gentlemen, you all know the lineups, correct? I'd hope
No.
you.
See,
Jeremy, you're a piece of shit. I sent these to you.
So let me break it down for you and the viewers. Okay, this whole Corona has driven my work insane, and I have been nonstop, back to back, constantly working. So I've been out of the loop for a while.
My Corona. So as our intro states, lock your grandparents in the basement.
they're probably already locked in the basement.
Get in there, Grandpa.
No, they lock
self-quarantine.
themselves in the basement. Okay,
Right.
let's get that straight.
I'm
We're
just imagining
giving-
that
Revenge of the whippersnappers.
they're opening up the door trying to get out, and you're just there.
No, this is quarantine.
Kick them back into the room. Sounds
We
like,
give terrible advice on the show.
it sounded like it came straight out of 300. This is quarantine.
What you need to do is, if you're going to do that and keep your parents locked in the basement, is go ahead and replace the stairs with a giant slip and slide. They'll never get up.
My
Oh,
son
God, that's
says I'm
fucked.
grounded.
Oh.
We're fucked up.
So, yeah, we are, but hey, that's why we do this thing. I wouldn't trade you guys for the world. So,
Yes,
first
you would.
up, it depends on the offer. If someone wants to make me an offer, the bar's not very high. So first up we got Kingpin and Hammerhead. Now, Kingpin and Hammerhead, the reason those two are going head-to-head is because they're both fucking crime lords of New York City, and it's only fitting that they both have to face off.
They're both thick boys.
Thick boys.
See.
Thick boys make the world go round. So, Kingpin, first up. Real name, Wilson Fisk. Best portrayed in the Daredevil Netflix series. If you haven't seen that, you're in quarantine.
So good.
What the fuck else are you going to do? That's like the best portrayal of a Kingpin I've ever seen.
Well, what about Michael Clark Duncan's the Kingpin in the Daredevil
We
movie?
don't mention that, okay? We don't
That
talk about
movie
that
doesn't
movie.
exist, just like the Sinbad Genie fucking TV show. It doesn't exist. It's not real.
But he first appeared Amazing Spider-Man number 50 in July of 1967. So, bit of backstory. Growing up poor and bullied for his obesity, he trained himself in physical combat, which he then used to intimidate and beat the shit out of the other bullies that were bullying him before, all to form his own gang. In his later years, he's picked up by the crime boss Don Rigoletto, who he eventually turns on, fucking murders, and takes over the New York City crime underworld, and dubs himself the Kingpin. And he's a fucking powerhouse.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that man is something where, like, yeah, he's got the big gut, but, like, fucking Christ, anytime he does fight someone, like, the man is so fucking large, and it works out so much to, like, get rid of that fat, that he will throw a motherfucker through a wall and then throw a car at the motherfucker. And he's just a normal dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Isn't
he's like...
he-
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
No, he's like world's strongest man, but like stronger
Oh, yeah,
Like,
he's a big
by
boy.
a lot. And it says peak human strength. Like,
Yeah,
I
he's a
don't
big
even know
boy.
what that means. Like, that's like borderline superhuman strength, wouldn't it be? Considered?
I mean, in all honesty, like, the way he fights, he is, like, borderline Captain America styled strength. Like, that man
Yeah.
does nothing but work out. So, a lot of the time, like, he looks like he's just super fat. 90% of that has been turned into fucking muscle.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't he like technically not fat?
He was a super chunky kid, But then, as we read there, because he got picked on, he just turned all that into working out and then proceeded to beat the living shit out of everybody when they thought he was still fat. So yeah, he's just a big boy, big strong boy. But he's one of those people that he started off as a Spider-Man villain. Eventually, he ends up tangling, as we saw the Daredevil, which they do in the Netflix. He's tangled with the Punisher. He's tangled with really fucking everybody. Everyone fucking knows Kingpin because he eventually entangles his way with everyone doing his shit.
That's because he's a badass.
He is
simple.
There is nothing in the crime world that goes on in New York without Kingpin having some kind of finger in it. Like he knows everything and has a hand on everything that goes in or out of that city.
He's just got to finger everything, man.
That's one man I don't want fingering me.
That makes me want to reference the Shocker so bad because that's all I think about.
Well, see, that's the
Shocker.
thing. That's the thing when it comes to Kingpin is a lot of the other villains that we'll talk about, like Scorpion last week or Rhino, Shocker, Electro, Vulture. All these people have worked for Kingpin one time or another, just because that's just what he does. He'll pay you really fucking good if you want to do work for him. Now, our other contender in this lineup here is Hammerhead. Real name Joseph, last name unknown. First appearing in Amazing Spider-Man 113 in October.
Wait, you don't know his middle? You don't know his last name? I do.
What's his last name? I could not find it.
It's Mama. His name is Joe Mama.
Joe Mama.
I'm kidding.
Jeremy, smack him for me. Now, Hammerhead here, he joins the Magia crime family, or Magia. I'm not good with Italian, all right? I think we've stated this before on the show. I don't know other dialects.
If it's not white, it's not bright. Right, Jared? That's your
white.
What?
God damn it, Anthony.
Nothing. I'm just hating Jared to be this horrible racist guy for no reason.
Racist, no.
Yeah, no, you're racist.
Your mom goes to college.
So he joins up with the Magia crime family, which next to Kingpin are one of the other giant crime families of the city. He joins out as a hitman. His history is that he was a Russian who was beaten a lot by his father. But when he ends up joining with the Magia family, if you've ever seen the movie Goodfellas, which I know I have 100 fucking times, I love that movie.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, if you're not Italian, you can't be a made man. So you can't be brought into the mob if you're not Italian. So he lies about being Russian. He's just I'm not Russian, I'm Italian, I'm one of you guys. Eventually he has to go kill his father. But because he's a hitman, obviously he makes some fucking enemies. And a Jonas Haro, who's a disgraced surgeon, ends up finding him in an alleyway, beaten and delirious, presumably by a rival mob. The surgeon then replaces his shattered skull with an unbendable steel alloy, giving him his signature flat Hammerhead. He loses his memory except of the poster that was in the alleyway of an Al Capone movie. So he ends up donning and basically he dresses like a 1930s mobster, creates his own mob, and he makes his own mob based around that because that's the only thing he can remember about himself. And we
I
get
feel like
Hammerhead.
it's important. It's important to note that steel, that unbendable steel, is adamantium.
Well, that's the thing. Later on, he did go back. He has it redone. And, it's not stated which it is that they use, but it's assumed that it's vibranium, adamantium, like a mixture that he ends up just replacing it with. So it's unfucking breakable. So he likes to just bash people with that head because it won't break, and he can just break every bone in your fucking body. And then he does also eventually become a robot man. That's the kind of thing he does. That's not just a Spider-Man 4 video game. He actually did do that in the comics as well, because he just became obsessed with being unbreakable. So those are our two contenders. We got two big-ass fucking crime bosses who really kind of run the New York criminal underground. And they're both... I mean, honestly, as far as tenacity, they're both ruthlessly not afraid to just murder fucking everyone and thing that gets in their way. Like, they have no qualms about it.
Do you think Joe gives good head?
Jesus.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, wow.
So let's go around our round table of panel here. Jeremy, I know you're... Now, for everyone who's listening, if you ever hear like a click, 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 that's Jeremy, because he decided he's going to play Halo while we're doing this, because he's an
I
asshole.
am playing Halo, and I am getting drunk. Leave me be.
And he wanted to be here, mind you. These are the friends I deal with.
It's because I love you so much.
You know how hard it was to stop playing Doom Eternal?
Believe
Yeah.
me, I know.
I ran out of excuses. It's been 2 weeks.
Well, Jeremy, who are you voting? Are you voting Hammerhead or are you voting Kingpin?
I'm going to have to go with Kingpin because, I mean, he's got no, nothing has changed about him. Like, he has not gone and gotten alterations, physical, like a metal skeleton or anything like that. He just became a badass just by out of sheer will.
That is a good point.
I mean, he's the Kingpin for a reason. If he could pick up cars better than moms freaking out about their kids being run over, I mean, and then just toss them at you, yeah, he no physical alteration. He didn't take some chemical drug. He didn't like go and jump in a vat of acid. He's just him. He's a badass by nature.
Oh, a fun fact I forgot to mention about his physical combat. He's also studied under sumo wrestling, so he's really good about holding his ground and beating the shit out of you. Because he's got that big old gut.
Badass.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Just a well-developed badass. That's it. He didn't go and seek altercation or have somebody alter him out of like sheer demonic will. He did it himself. He just became a badass. That has to take the cake. Everybody else is just like, I'm going to go and get like, my entire skeleton covered in a metal so that way I'm indestructible. But he became a badass. He crushes things and throws things and just obliterates everything in his path.
Well, and even when he gets his ass kicked, he still gets up. Like, it's fucking nuts.
He can take a beating. Like, he's the ultimate badass. Like, he was born a badass. No superpowers, no nothing. He just grew up and developed himself out of sheer will to be a badass without any physical altercations.
Mm-hmm. And he remembers who he is.
Exactly.
You gotta pick on me? I forget about it. I'll fucking kill you. James, who you voting for? You voting for me? You voting for Fat Man? Come on.
I'm going with Kingpin too.
You motherfucker.
Hammerhead, like he was semi unknown to me, and like
Really?
Jeremy said, dude, perseverance, man.
Fuck,
and Kingpin was created also before Hammerhead, and he's lasted this long. Like, he's made it into TV shows and shit. He's just a cool fucking character.
Yeah,
like, he's made a fucking name for himself, and he's just a fucking character. So, I don't know. My mind, he's just.
I think it's not. It doesn't.
It's not just his like, just being a general badass human, but the fact that he's built everything he has around him and gets other villains to work for him that would likely be graded as more powerful than him. Like, they go to him and take jobs.
Oh, there's
like
definitely been people that have tried to overthrow him. Like, that's for a fact.
Without
people
a doubt.
have tried.
Oh, I'm sure.
You're a Kingpin. You're the high man, and people are going to try to overthrow you to take what you built.
Yeah. His name's Kingpin for a reason, so that's my vote. Like it's a landslide in my mind.
I am glad to see you chosen me. I will not fail this city.
You're fattened enough, so shut up.
I will murder you. All right, Anthony, who you voting for? You voting for me? You gonna give me a vote, or you voting for Fat Man?
Well, the question now goes to: do I vote for Hammerhead just to be annoying? No, I'm gonna vote for Kingpin.
Oh, you motherfucker! You motherfucker!
He's more iconic. More people will know him.
It's fair enough.
Show him around.
Well,
I mean, Hammerhead is okay.
Didn't stand a chance.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad. Like Hammerhead, I feel like he's a bit underrated, not as well known. Kingpin's gonna move on because I mean,
he's a fucking liar. He fucking liar. He's not even Italian. He's Russian.
I mean, yeah.
He likes vodka, and he just throws it under the rug. Fuck it.
All right, well, Kingpin's gonna move on. I'm not even gonna bother casting my vote because it's just unanimous.
It was for Hammerhead. I was to say it was for Hammerhead, wasn't it?
No.
Yes, it was.
Liar.
Fuck you guys. I'm going home. Welcome to What an Oddcast.
Welcome to Jared Crying Hour.
Hey, I do want to say we've been doing this for a little bit, and we have not become more mature.
No, we have not.
No, not even a little bit.
And just to point out, me and Jeremy and Anthony are all, we're 25, 26. James is in his 30s. You're listening to grown-ass men.
Jared, I'm 25. I own a house, and I'm currently wearing footy pajamas that have the Grinch on them.
Look, at least we're not bronies. I can give you guys that much credit. As far as
Welcome
anything else,
to the
Wait, you
Old
guys-
Man Cast.
Wait. We're not bronies?
as far as I'm tracking, you're not bronies.
Oh,
Anthony, maybe I can see Anthony.
No.
Jared, no, I can't.
Oh, thank you, Jeremy. You know I'm into that waifu.
What about a husbando?
Hey, make an offer.
Oh.
All right, so moving on to the next one.
Are we gonna start talking about My Little Pony? Or
Yeah, actually, I'm glad you brought it up. Our next contender, Pinkie Pie. No, so we're gonna skip around on this bracket. Next, we're gonna go. Yeah, you're welcome. We're gonna go Mysterio and Alistair Smythe.
Ooh.
Now, Mysterio is gonna get confusing, so I'm gonna talk about Smythe first. Mysterio and Jack Lantern are the ones that'll get confusing. So, Alistair Smythe first appeared in Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 19 in November of 1985. His father, Spencer Smythe, created the Spider Slayer, little mechanical machines that hunt Spider-Man. He dies from exposure because the dumbass used radioactive materials to make them, so he died.
smart.
Are you saying that he had radioactive spider blood?
He did, and it killed him. He did not get powers. He just got cancer, and he died.
Well,
I mean,
damn.
makes sense.
Yes. So Alistair, seeing this happen, pretty much blames Spider-Man entirely for everything that's happened to him and his father. So he ends up going in, redesigns, and improves the Spider Slayer, calling Spider-Man the bane of his existence, and hunts Spider-Man down for the death of his father, which eventually he ends up making a spider suit for himself, basically making himself a living Spider Slayer. He's got like razor talons, sharp claws, fucking rockets in his chest. Like he goes all out because the Spider Slayers don't cut it, so he hunts him fucking self.
Also a web shooter, just like old Spider Pants.
Yeah, he goes all out to hunt Spider-Man. Like he just fucking loses his mind and goes all out in it.
I mean, isn't mimicry the sincerest form of flattery?
I mean, there might be some gay tension there. I don't know. I'm not one to judge. Jeremy, how do you weigh in on that? Do you think there's gay tension there?
Yeah, there might be.
I think James left.
Oh, I'm right here.
I think
There's too much gay tension.
I think Jared was tested to see who left.
So, that's Smythe. He uses his inventions to hunt Spider-Man. Now, Mysterio. This is where it's going to get confusing. So first off, his first appearance was Amazing Spider-Man number 13 in 1964. One of his earliest villains was Mysterio. Because fun fact, Spider-Man came out in the early 60s. So Mysterio and OG. Now here's the confusion. And I'm going to go over each of these, except for one of them, because one of them I just didn't even want to fucking get into. Real names. The first one, Quentin Beck. Second one, Daniel Burkhart. Third one, Francis Clum. Now, Quentin Beck was a special effects wizard and stuntman who tries acting but gets denied and ridiculed. So, he uses his talents as a criminal, where he basically dresses up as Spider-Man and shows Spider-Man robbing a museum. Eventually, Spider-Man hunts him down. He uses multiple gases and his illusions that he learned in special effects to fight Spider-Man. That's his thing. He ends up dying in a prison, or quote-unquote dies in a prison riot, where Daniel Burkhart takes up the mantle. He's hired by J. Jonah Jameson to torment Spider-Man. Yeah. Burkhart was a stuntman who studied under Beck and felt that it was his mission to get revenge because Beck had died. Then it goes all the way to Francis Clum. Now, Clum is the one that's... I didn't write down some of his history because it is super fucked. But the gist of it was that he's a mutant who can teleport, who ends up buying the costume off of Kingpin because Spider-Man had beaten the shit out of him earlier, so he basically becomes Mysterio to fuck with him. And then he dies. He got into an altercation with another villain who stings him and proceeds to tell him, and I quote, this is how it was written. The villain tells him, "Those stingers are deadly to anyone but Spider-Man." Francis Clum was never seen again. So he presumably fucking went off and died somewhere. At which point Beck comes back.
Pretty random.
He somehow didn't die. There's like a whole confusing thing there if he didn't actually die, blah, blah, blah. So, and there is another one, but I just didn't want to get into it because he's like an alien or something, and I was like, that's fucking confusing. I don't even want to get into that. So yeah, that's Mysterio and Smythe. Mysterio recently and Far From Home.
One of my favorite Mysterio memories I have is from the game Spider-Man 2, where you run into Mysterio in a 7-Eleven.
Oh god.
And it's a boss fight, and the bar fills up all the way. You're like, all right, here it goes. And you go over to him, you punch him once, and he dies.
See, that's the thing. Mysterio is just a normal fucking guy. He's just good at special effects. Which I
fucking love when that happened.
Now, I'm going to give my vote first. I'm voting for Mysterio, and here's my reasoning. Really the thing that gets me with Mysterio, number one, he's as old as he is, and he's just continued to be around. But number two, this has nothing to do with Spider-Man, but to give in light of what he's able to do with the effects that he does, the Old Man Logan comic, Mysterio was the reason the X-Men were fucking dead in the future.
Really?
He uses his illusions and gas on Wolverine.
Oh yeah, he kills everybody.
Yeah, Wolverine goes on a rampage and fucking murders all of the X-Men, believing that they're villains, and then the wall breaks open and Mysterio walks in and says, "See, I told you, my gases made the sense make him believe they were villains, and the illusion stuck. They're all dead. Let's go kill the rest of the heroes."
Yeah, that's a hell of a fucking feat. Yeah, like...
Motherfucker murdered all the X-Men because Mysterio made him believe they were all his worst fucking enemies.
I forgot about that. That's like the worst thing that's ever happened to Wolverine in all the comics.
That was the
then
whole...
again, he wears a fishbowl on his head.
Well, that was the whole thing. Real side note. That was the whole thing behind Old Man Logan about what happens is he tries to kill himself after that because he fucking murdered all his best friends. That's like the whole premise to why in the future all the shit happened. Basically, he blamed himself. But anyway, My vote goes to Mysterio for the fact that he's a normal guy, but his range of manipulation with the shit that he can do. I mean, if it can affect Wolverine, the dude who animal-like senses are supposed to be able to see through that bullshit, it worked. I give it to Mysterio. I mean, plus, I mean, he fucks with Spider-Man like that all the goddamn time. I mean, I think Far From Home's a good example. He made him think he was...
I have not watched that yet, so don't you dare.
Oh, dude, you gotta see Far From Home.
I want to rent it, but it turns out, at least last month, it still wasn't available for rent. I had to buy it, and I don't want to do that.
I mean, I have a feeling it's not going to be for a while.
Yeah, just buy it, dude.
Is it worth it?
Fuck yes, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Did you like Homecoming?
Oh, yeah. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Then you'll like that one. Mysterio does fucking great in that one.
Well, they also got a really good actor to play him.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
But yeah, my vote goes to Mysterio. I just feel, I don't know, Smythe's not a bad villain. Like, since he's been around, he's been quite a pain in the ass for Spider-Man as well. But Mysterio just keeps popping up even when he dies. So, James, what are you voting?
Well, so I was unaware of the Ultimate Spider Slayer's existence, which is one of his aliases, so I'm just going to call him Spider Slayer. He's fucking cool as fuck.
He is.
He's super awesome. Not to take away from Mysterio, but I think just because my awareness of Spider Slayer not being a thing until today, he's just a way cooler villain in my mind. Like the Mysterio's feats are what they are, like you just said. And I can't take that away from him, but I'm voting for old Spider Slayer because he's a super fucking badass. Like, if I don't know, I feel like he could kill Spider-Man, like rather easily in the right circumstance. Like, looking at his abilities and everything that is him. Fuck.
It's amazing what insanity and revenge will do to somebody.
It's nuts. So yeah, I vote for him just because he's fucking cool as fuck.
Chief, we need your vote over here.
All right, so let's see. Mysterio and who else?
Spider Slayer.
Spider Slayer.
Were you not listening that entire time? I will fucking
No, I was
smack you.
listening.
He's busy.
Spider Slayer I don't know much about, but Mysterio I do know a little bit about. I'm going to have to go with Mysterio.
Ha!
Yuck.
Well, Anthony, you're going to be the deciding vote. Or it's going to be a tie.
Unfortunately, it's going to be a tie.
Son of a bitch, you're really picking Spider Slayer?
I am picking, as much as Mysterio is really cool, I do love Spider Slayer.
God damn it, man.
Yeah, dude, he's cool.
Thought I knew what you were going to vote, and I was fucking wrong, folks. So let me look at...
The tiebreaker.
Yeah. This is gonna be a really close one. I've actually got to tally the fucking votes I have here, because offhandedly it looks very tied. So let me.
I want to know how many controllers Jeremy goes through in a year. Some solid analog stick.
So far, I'm at max 12.
One a month. Yeah.
Are you playing Halo 1 or 2?
I am playing Halo 2, and I got to give it to the game developers, and that it's a really good game, and the way that they made it and actually made it better is great.
Good old
And it kicks your shit in.
Oh, Halo 2 is
it-
the groundbreaking game. That's the one that introduced online multiplayer to the
Yep,
masses.
that was Xbox Live's birth.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Halo
should
1
clarify it for the Xbox, because Doom had made Team Deathmatch itself. But then you get Halo that incorporating the internet to a more massive degree.
But you know what? For more information on Doom, check out our Doom episodes.
Yeah, we did a whole 2 parts on Doom, just covering over
plug.
all the shit there. That's not too far back. You can go check that one out. So are you guys ready for the upset? Because somebody's
Yes.
getting upset. Now,
Yes.
Jeremy, you voted for Mysterio, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, we knew
No,
who the
he actually
superior
didn't.
villain was here, because Mysterio moves on.
How does Mysterio move on? I need to know.
Well, my father voted for Mysterio, because he had the same inclination of Spider Slayer's cool, but Mysterio, I mean,
This is a master illusionist.
come on, man. He's been around longer, and he's got
Yeah.
more shit under his belt. As well as some voting from Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. I was able to pull that Mysterio does win, but Smythe did have some votes in there from people, so it's not like he didn't get any love.
I feel like that's a character that does need to see some love in films, because you gotta figure there's a lot of people that don't go balls deep
Well,
into
if
comics.
you'd like to see a bit more about Smythe, he actually is in Radioactive Spider-Man, as we call him. The 90s animated Spider-Man, he's a heavily featured character in that one.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it shows his whole thing about Kingpin hiring him, and then him taking his father's place, and then him being like, fuck Spider-Man, like he's the bane of my existence. They go through that whole thing with him.
And
That's
another
kind of
great
like the polar
characterization.
opposite of Spider-Man.
Yes, another great characterization you can find of him is in the Amazing Spider-Man 2 video game.
Yes, the movie, or I'm sorry, the video game based on an even shittier movie. Is that what we're talking about here?
Speaking of One Punch Man, you guys should do an episode on him sometime.
Yes.
Saitama? Oh, man.
Yes.
As you've just tuned in, welcome to Breaking News. We've just gained word of a promotion coming over the air. Anthony, what is this promotion we got in the forecast?
Well, the promotion that I'm seeing here, if you would look at this giant green screen behind me, and as I point to imaginary numbers, we have a promotion coming from. Unfortunately, that is in Latin, and I cannot read Latin.
Oh, we apologize. The editor's coming in now. It is StitcherPremium.com. What is that, Anthony? We have the information coming through now.
Well, you see, Stitcher Premium is a website, Stitcher, the premium version of that. Which allows you to listen to special content as well as ad-free.
Oh, really? So ad-free, so I can go find any podcast I enjoy, and I can listen to it without ads?
Yes.
Oh, my God. And what is the promotion that's running?
Well, right now, if you go to Stitcher.com/ you can get a free...
Oh, we are getting another editor note. Oh, man, this is, I'm being told you're being fired. Anthony Burrito Man is now being fired. And we heard it correct, what he just said, folks. It's actually StitcherPremium.com. That's STITCHER Premium.com. You go over there, use promo code Oddcast, you get your first 30 days free on us. So, a fun little thing there. Anthony, what are you going to do without your job?
I'm gonna go to Disneyland!
Oh. It's good to see. Good to see in the industry. You all have a wonderful day.
Oh my god. Becky? Yes, Stacy? Are those InfoCast 5000 boys? Oh, jolly yes. I hear they talk about the history of objects and traditions you have in your everyday life. I heard one of them is half Dorito. I heard one of them is a spoon with a mouth. So cool. Oh, yes. Very cool. They come out with new episodes every week on different topics. Want to go listen, Becky? Yes, Stacy. Let's go listen in the graveyard.
Fucking show's badass.
Somebody's going to ridicule me for that because that's not how you say it. I'm sorry. Go fuck yourself.
How I say it.
So up next, we're going to go Jack-O-Lantern and Shocker.
All right, James.
You've been holding it in, so come on.
Shocker. So, Yeah, like it's cool that guy has a pumpkin on his head and shit, but I'm going with the Shocker just because two in the pink, one in the stink.
I fucking knew it. Well,
that's my vote.
Okay, well that's your vote.
Over.
But before we get into the voting, let's get into the knowledge. Fucking two in the pink. Oh, fuck yourself, Jesus. Fucker.
Oh, God.
So, Shocker, Herman Schultz. Herman. Spider-Man makes fun of him for that constantly. His real name, that's his real name. Now, his first appearance was Amazing Spider-Man 46 in 1967, another OG character. A talented high school dropout in engineering and inventing. Instead of ever using that for a better life, he becomes a master burglar and safecracker. Safecracker being in his own terms. But when he is caught for all of that, he ends up developing his Shockwave gauntlets. Which Shocker makes it sound
electric.
Like... Yeah, it makes it sound like he's electric. It's not. It's concussive blasts of energy.
It's air.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're getting punched from a distance.
You're getting punched with a fuck ton.
Don't forget one of his sweet abilities is that he can resist being grasped.
True.
Solid.
And he does.
To me.
He wears a padded suit to prevent. Basically, he wears a padded suit because if he didn't, when he uses the shockwave, it would break all the bones in his body. So he wears a padded suit to ensure that the concussive blast doesn't fucking kill him. So that's why he has that yellow-orange suit that everyone knows him for, or yellow-red.
The cushion.
Yeah, because otherwise he'd fucking kill himself when he uses it. So that's him. He's battled Spider-Man a lot. He's worked for Kingpin. He's been in the Sinister Six quite a few times. He's been around. Now we're getting into another confusing as fuck character.
Goblin?
Yeah. So Jack-o'-lantern, he's in our what I've labeled as the Goblin villains because he is definitely a Goblin-esque villain. He's also had multiple. He's also had multiple incarnations. He first appeared in 1981 as Jason Macendale, who was the second Hobgoblin. He's also Stephen Levins, Daniel Burkert, who we just covered with Mysterio, hence why I did him first, who was the second Mysterio. And he's also Stephen's brother, who was possessed by a demon. We'll get into that. So the first one, which is Jason Macendale, the second Hobgoblin, was a disgraced CIA agent because he used unethical methods, so he turns into a merc. And he dons an improvised goblin equipment and flaming pumpkin helmet, becomes Jack-o'-lantern, and goes off to be a criminal. Later on, he picks up a Hobgoblin outfit and then gets arrested because the real Hobgoblin says, "Fuck that, I don't play that shit, you're not taking my mantle." It happens. Then you get Stephen Levins, who's a professional criminal who, much like everyone else, kind of just gets the costume to do his criminal shit. Then you get Burkhart, our second Mysterio, who takes up the mantle because Norman Osborn mind washes him and convinces him to do his bidding. Then we go all the way to Stephen's brother, who takes power from a demon to turn into Jack-o'-lantern, so gets a literal flaming pumpkin head because his brother Stephen Levins had been killed, and he blames Spider-Man.
Of course.
He was actually a goblin that killed him, like everyone else. But he blames Spider-Man, and he uses the demon's powers to become Jack-o'-lantern. So that's Jack-o'-lantern. He's been multiple different people. So James already voted Shocker. I go fucking figure.
Shocking.
But Jack-o'-lantern, he's basically Green Goblin or Hobgoblin. He's got like the flaming pumpkin bombs. He rides around an improvised glider. Just a flaming pumpkin head. It's the only difference there. Just Green Goblin outfit, just a flaming pumpkin head. That's the best way I can put it, folks. With that, Anthony, who are you going to vote? We'll let Jeremy play a little bit more Halo.
Well, do you smell that?
Well, I mean, I did just fart, and I am once
It's
again.
a bit stinky.
Yeah, I am once again, as per with all our shows, in a gas chamber of my own creation, yet again.
No. Well, so you're saying that you're one in the stink?
Yeah.
My
One
vote is
was
going to
a
be
stink.
Mine is going to be for shocker.
Fuck yeah.
Jeremy? I swear to God, if that's what convinces you.
I had other reasons. I like
Look.
James's reasoning.
I mean,
Jeremy, let
I
me say
would
this.
go-
What if it was someone's mom? And you had to pick. If that doesn't persuade you, I don't know what will.
Collusion!
Persuasion.
So let's see. Go with somebody with two in a pink, one in a stink, who reminds me of somewhat a sailor I know. Or go with the Merc and the many Mercs that I know. I'm going to have to go Merc all the way, baby.
Jack-o'-lantern
that's
for
fair.
him.
All right, Jared. Now I'm putting you on the spot.
It's another tie.
Yeah, it's another tie.
Oh, balls.
It's
Oh,
only
that's
another tie because like Jack-o'-lantern's is like demo goblin.
No.
He's very
no.
underrated.
Let me explain why. Let me fucking explain why it's another tie. Because Jared wants a fucking goblin to go through. So he's trying to
There's a
fucking.
few others.
After fucking demo goblin lost, he's being fucking petty about it.
Oh, god damn it. Well, it doesn't even fucking matter because from the old
Old
man and one
fiend.
other person, Shocker goes through.
No, that-
It didn't even
Shocking.
fucking matter. Damn it. Jeremy, we need to pick it up here. We're losing. I blame Jeremy for that one because he's over there being Master Chief, and we're here trying to be professionals.
I'm being both, baby. It's called relaxation and retardation.
Is this what professionalism sounds like?
Yeah, in our case,
Oh, yeah, fair
Well, I
enough.
mean, you don't want to see my professionalism. Apparently, I'm too scary to some soldiers.
It's not a bad thing.
But it's because
Yeah,
you
it
keep
is,
fucking
so
their
it is.
mom. I mean, I'd
All
be
right, there,
afraid
Major
too.
Payne.
That's why I thought he'd take the Shocker for sure.
No, he got worn out doing that to my mom. So,
Ooh!
Electro and
Him and everyone else in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I'm not denying that.
Oh. That took a turn. So next up, our final lineup to then determine the next line of things here of who's overall going to win.
Our final lineup before our next lineup.
We've got the final lineup of the main bracket. Electro and Mr. Negative. So just give me 1 second here. Now,
Electro is a man who has a starfish for a face. Mr. Negative, he plays with camera filters. And done.
fuck you, Anthony.
Well, he ain't wrong.
Now, one of these is a newer and one of these is older. So let's go with the OG guy first. Electro. Real name, Maxwell or Max Dillon.
Or Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, we don't mention that. We don't talk about that.
Birthday, and I'm going to blow up my candles.
I think I just swayed everybody's vote there.
It doesn't
Saying,
exist. That movie was so fucking bad. Okay,
Oh,
if we're going to go there, not only did Amazing Spider-Man 2 ruin Electro, they also shit all over Rhino. That movie is dead to me and does not exist.
What is my birthday?
You see me.
It was so bad.
It's just bad. Oh,
You want to know what the sad part is? No. You want to know what the sad part is? I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Good. You're
Good.
one of the few people who's lucky to not have seen Amazing Spider-Man 2 starring Andrew
Yep.
Garfield. That movie was fucking awful.
Not worth it.
A rushed
Peter.
Gwen Stacy death, a fucking terrible Electro, a shitty-ass Rhino cameo that got us nothing but a cock tease for nothing. Oh, it was
Don't
bad.
forget the hallway of future movies.
Oh my god, they did a fucking Sinister Six of that Goblin was making one. And then we also got fucking Rhino. First off, they just had the main guy in the beginning. You don't fucking see him till the end, and then he's in a Rhino suit, where then the movie fucking ends with Spider-Man just about to fight him, and then it went to black screen. Fuck that movie.
They tried to do way too much.
They really did. Anyway, Electro first appeared in Amazing Spider-Man number 9 in 1964. So another OG guy.
Wow.
Yeah, he's old as fuck. Yeah, I didn't even think he was from the 60s like that.
Yeah, like I knew
He's
he was old,
older
but I
than
didn't know he was
Kingpin.
old.
He's one of the originals, because I'm actually doing research for an upcoming thing about the history of Spider-Man. And technically he came out in like 62, I believe is what I found so far. So he's like really going back. So, an electrical engineer and lineman, Dylan was fixing a power line when a freak lightning accident caused a mutagenic change in his DNA, transforming him into a living electrical capacitor. He's literally
Wait.
lightning in a bottle, the person.
Wait, are you saying it wasn't electrical eels that bit him when he was holding an electric light?
We don't talk about this movie. God damn it.
So he's a mutant.
He is.
Yeah.
He is a mutant. He was turned into, like, the phrase of catching lightning in a bottle, that's Electro. Just put it in human form. Now, he originally didn't really kill anybody. He just kind of used his powers to go out and rob some banks. But he ended up owing some money to one of the mob debt collectors, who proceeded to try to threaten him. And he accidentally shoots an electric blast, which goes through his chest and fucking kills him.
How do you accidentally do that?
Because he didn't realize how... He thought it was going to be like, oh, I'll just shock him. Like, no, I went through the guy's chest. Just fucking killed him.
So, AKA premature ejaculation.
Yeah, no. There's a lot of sexual tension in this episode.
Yeah, I should have picked the name The Shocker. It would have been way better.
Quarantine's a bitch.
So, another fun fact with Electro is the first time Spider-Man actually tried to fight him, he actually tried to grapple him, which almost fucking killed him, because he got an electrical blast that damn near killed him.
Turns out you punched lightning and it
impressive.
hurt.
Well, see, he thought it was like everyone else he'd fought, just a guy in a suit using some kind of thing. He didn't realize that he was literally made of electricity, so he almost fucking killed himself.
Yeah, it's probably like the Shocker. It's just probably fake.
Now for Mr. Negative, who is not an OG guy at all. I personally didn't even know him in the comics. I only knew him from the Spider-Man on PS4 game, where he's like your main villain there. Mr. Negative. Real name? Nobody fucking knows. He just goes by Martin Lee, which we'll get into is not his actual name. First appearance was on Free Comic Book Day with Amazing Spider-Man number 1 that they put out in May of 2007. Mr. Negative was originally thought to be a Chinese immigrant that was traveling on a ship to America illegally, but then it's later revealed that he was actually one of the gang members transporting the immigrants. The ship goes down. He's the last person to survive, so he takes the identity of Martin Lee, who he uses the alias of that he was traveling with his family. He is captured by, once again, the Magia crime family comes into this. They capture him and experiment on him with a new drug that they believe to be stronger than heroin. Yes. This ends up breaking his psyche entirely, and he ends up escaping using his powers. Which, what are his powers? I'm glad you asked, Anthony.
What are his powers, Jared?
There it is.
You couldn't even let me get to it.
I knew you were going to do it. He is black electrical energy, which he can use to heal, mind control, and charge melee weapons in his possession. The drug, as I said, breaks the psyche, so Mr. Negative then ends up going on to run the Chinatown crime world, but with his psyche broken, he also believes himself to be the actual Martin Lee, where he runs Feast, which feeds the homeless and helps those less fortunate, and Martin Lee is completely unaware that he is Mr. Negative. So they are just two separate psyches that fight for control.
Yeah,
Because of a drug.
He has access to light force and dark force abilities.
So let's make a PSA. Heroin's bad.
Super
Don't.
heroin's worse.
Do it.
What gives you powers?
Super heroin's way worse.
Kids, don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs, kids.
And if there are kids listening to this, shame on you. Your parents should have taught you better.
Yeah.
Send your mom to Jeremy. He'll give her the old shocker. While he
If
plays
you're an
Halo.
adult, yeah, make your own choices.
So
Sorry.
I'm gonna start. Jeremy, Mr. Master Chief. What are you voting? Electro or Mr. Negative?
Mr. Negative, because it's more of a party.
Good choice.
Do-do-do-do.
So James, I'm gonna assume you're voting for Mr. Negative as well.
I'm picking Mr. Negative because he's a total fucking badass. He's really
Anthony.
fucked up in the head. As far as superhero or supervillains go, like he is a supervillain that doesn't need to be recharged. I'm just saying.
Anthony?
Jared, you know what day September 20th is?
I'm sure you're gonna tell me.
It's my birthday.
God damn it!
I'm voting for Electro.
Would you stop referencing that movie?
No, and I'm voting for just because, way back when I was a kid, Electro. I had Ultimate Spider-Man comic where Electro was in it. The stupid starfish thing that stuck to me as well. So,
How'd this turn into buttholes?
man, that's one shocking starfish.
Smell my finger.
Anthony, do you know something?
What?
Today's
July
my
10th?
birthday. Because I'm also voting Electro. I can't.
Oh,
As much as that movie's
Another
terrible.
tie.
Oh, well, I don't even have to look at all of this because I already fucking know. But you know what? To be fair to you guys, I will look anyway. Pretty sure.
I know that I'm on the winning team here.
Oh,
but,
yes.
I feel like we all should have gotten some people because Jared has all the power.
That's a good point.
Electro goes forward, and let me give you the reasoning. Infocast voted Electro. Our friend from high school, Derek Sedota, also voted Electro, and he's voting
He's still
Electro to win
alive?
the whole thing. Wow! Wow!
James, you don't know Derek like we do. We went to high school with him. He's still alive.
Yes, he's actually done quite well for himself.
Well, congratulations. And if you're listening to Derek, hey, it's been a while.
But Derek's actually voting that Electro will make it all the way through the end. We'll see.
Ooh.
So let me go back to our main bracket, gentlemen, because now we have our contenders to decide who is moving forward.
Contender.
Oh, very good. Very good.
You sound like a Santa Claus that's trying to be Elvis.
Oh,
Elvis Claus.
Thank you.
Now you sound like those. You sound like one of those fucking Muppet guys. The two that are up. I don't remember their fucking name.
Meep. Uh-huh.
Can't win.
Uh-huh.
Can't win with these fucks.
No.
Oh.
It's nice
I'm
having
trying
three
to
people
make
sit on
this
you,
as fair as possible for voting because I know if I put this in a certain way, it's gonna go very one-sided. So, yeah, okay, we'll do it this way. All right, gentlemen, are you ready to? Oh man, this is gonna be tough. So, Shocker or Mysterio? Yeah, you bitch. Suck my dick.
That's not cool, man.
Well, I voted for one of them in round one and not the other one, so I'm sticking with Shocker.
The Shocker with the two-way tie.
Are you voting Shocker, James? You still going? Jeremy, are you going Shocker or Mysterio?
Dude, if you don't go 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink this time, I'd be very disappointed.
Or you could just make the illusion that you're fucking our moms. All at
With
once.
the Shocker. Both holes, man. Both holes, Jeremy.
So wait a minute. Can't the Shocker like energize objects in his hand?
No.
No, he just punches you from far away.
Well, that's fucking useless.
I'm not.
I'm going Mysterio, damn it.
Oh, man, that's
At
on
least I
me
can have
then.
illusions.
Oh, fuck.
To be fair, the Shocker, if he used his gauntlets properly, could vibrate the
He can make-
clitoris
he can make it
from
hurt.
many feet away.
Wait. Okay, I gotta
He
recall
would-
my. So you're telling me that Shocker can vibrate at very high speeds?
Yes.
Yeah, and everyone knows. Make sure you get the girl too. You know,
Everybody's
what's fair
going to
is
know
fair.
when he's in the room because everybody's pants going to be wet, bro.
I mean, yes, he could.
At this point, size does not matter.
No.
No, it's the motion of the ocean.
But
I'm
hear me
going
out.
Shocker.
Hear
You
me
won me
out.
over.
A
I'm going
Mysterio
Shocker.
can make you think that his dick is way bigger and make you think that you're feeling better.
I can't
No,
believe
no,
he's
no, no.
sexual.
Illusions.
No. If you can hit speeds that market retailers cannot meet, okay, they won't go out and try to get another dude. They're stuck with you.
Man, Shocker's in the wrong business.
I know. That's what I'm saying. At least all of our voting is based around sexual innuendos.
Infocast 5000, you guys are going to love this episode.
Shocker wins my vote now.
I want
well.
them to do an episode on vibrators.
Now, fun fact: do you know that
Could you
vibrator
even-
is plugged into the wall?
Oh, it's going to be such a fucked history. I guarantee it.
All right,
Oh,
so
dude, so
Shocker
good.
moves on in that one then, because I would vote Mysterio, but it doesn't even fucking matter. I'm outnumbered 3-1.
Well, hold on. I just want to share a little bit of history. Did you know that there was a vibrator that was invented back in the 1800s?
Holy shit.
Jeremy, how do you know
it
this?
It involves a crank, and literally they insert it as they're cranking it.
That sounds more
like
like
that's
a
tiring.
dildo.
Jared, what is a dildo but a vibrator that doesn't have batteries?
I thought you were going to say, like, oh, they hooked one up to a donkey.
So that sounds like...
So what the crank activates these gears that go inside of the metal shaft and then literally sits there and causes a vibration. The faster you crank, the higher the vibration.
You said shaft.
Jesus Christ.
This episode's fucked. You're welcome.
Thank God we don't have to be
If we have to
censored.
re-record, it's okay.
Oh, hell no.
Oh.
We don't have to be censored. It's... Jesus
Thank
fucking
God we're
Christ.
only here once a year.
Well, I mean, if you don't get a subscription at adamandeve.com, I don't know what to tell you. We're fucking up somewhere.
They're not even a sponsor.
They could
Not
be.
yet.
Hey.
And in 24 hours, you see an email from Adam and Eve. Hey, we want to include you here now. You know, we want to sponsor your show.
But you know
This
what you can
episode
do?
brought to you by Fleshlight. Go fuck yourself.
Oh, God.
What you can do, though, is you can go to StitcherPremium.com and use promo code Oddcast, get yourself 30 days free, and listen to more of this shit on there.
It's a
Or,
great segue. Great.
or you can go to Patreon.com/Oddcast, and we have more shenanigans worse than this.
$1 suction cup fleshlights you can use in the shower.
Oh my gosh.
No hands needed.
All right, moving
Nope.
on.
Oh, sorry, it's getting too dirty. It's graphic.
You can wash your hair and get some at the same time.
Jesus Christ.
Make sure you use the right shampoo, though.
Anti-dandruff for that shaving.
Oh.
So we've got...
Use only as directed.
I don't think it's meant for that.
Experiences may vary.
Well, when they say external use only, they don't just mean eating it.
Electro or Kingpin?
Just throwing in the towel. Fuck it. Next one.
Electro or Kingpin?
Kingpin.
Kingpin.
I'm going Electro. Jeremy?
Master Chief, that's his vote.
Kingpin or Electro, high vibrations or I own everything in the entire world.
Now, look at it this way. Literal living lightning, where he could just fucking kill you. And, by the way, when I said he killed the guy by accident, later on, after that fact, he just fucking
He kills people on
straight...
purpose.
Oh, yeah, he just straight murders people with no conception. Derek Sedota was quick to point out that a recent issue of Punisher he had, Elektra was a villain because he was just out fucking murdering people. So Punisher had to step in.
I would also like to point out that Electro has to recharge.
I would just like to point out,
like a
it's my
fucking battery.
birthday.
That's fucking pointless if you got to recharge like a battery.
That's what I'm saying.
Now, he doesn't... Well, I mean, he can. I mean, he doesn't have to survive. He just... I mean, it's
No,
something
but he has
can do
to
get more power if he wants.
Yeah.
But he's still fucking walking lightning.
He is.
Two for Kingpin and one for Electro. What's my choice?
Because Electro's good.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
And Electro's older.
I'm gonna have to go with Kingpin.
God damn it!
Yeah!
Well, for one, my reasoning
Oh, yeah,
is
now you guys are fucked, so I hope you're happy.
if you throw both of them in the ring together, Electro, he's gonna have to recharge. But the Kingpin is still the ultimate beast here, okay?
Kingpin
he
wouldn't
doesn't
be able
have
to touch
superpower.
him. Electro automatically comes charged. She just shock him to death.
Yeah, but you don't think Kingpin would go into it having like umpteen different things
Yeah, well, you know what
behind
else?
his back?
Jared,
got an
your
army.
words. Jared, your words were who's the better villain? And
Yes.
between Electro and Kingpin,
It's-
I'm sorry, Electro's one man. I know it's not. We're not saying that Electro's shitty.
No.
Just-
Kingpin's just the better villain.
No, I'm
Now,
sad.
for sexual pleasure, that guy, Electro,
I mean, which one has a son?
takes the case.
I just want you guys to know I'm sad. Because today's
It's
my
your
birthday. And I didn't get to blow out my birthday candles. Well, now you guys are fucked, so I hope you're happy with yourselves. Because now, to
you put
determine the
Kingpin
winner,
as a shocker, you dick
it is
butt.
Shocker against Kingpin to determine who moves to the finals.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Who's going in the finals with Scorpion now? Yeah.
I hate
yeah,
to
how about
say,
now, you bitch?
I hate to argue this, but it's gonna have to be Kingpin by my own logic against the last round.
Damn, I do not logic by myself.
Oh.
Would you pick the White Room or this man who just punches you from far away? The charlatan.
You know, the Cyclops does the same thing. He just punches you from really far away.
No, hang on. No, okay. Now you're crossing a line.
No. Technically, he doesn't have lasers. His eyes are portals to a universe filled with concussive blasts. He punches you with his eyes.
Retina punch!
You ever make love to Jean Grey? Just get tempted to lift up the glasses and no, now she's dead.
Look, see a beach that isn't tinted in red.
Oops.
I would ask you, at least when I cry, I don't kill people.
Does that have a strap on it? No.
Because, I mean, if that falls off in the middle of battle, I mean, you're going to murder everyone.
Is there a loser's bracket? I need to know. So I'm gonna cry.
No, there's not. There's no, just the finals. Anthony already voted Kingpin, so that's one on Kingpin.
So who are my choices now?
Shocker or
Kingpin
Kingpin?
and who else?
Mr. Walking Vibrator is you fucking assholes. Or self-disciplined fucking tank of a man.
Well, look, if it's the best villain or who's the better villain, it's gonna have to be Kingpin.
All right, and James.
Now, sexual pleasure, it's gonna be Shocker all the fucking way.
God damn it, James.
Well,
Where's your logic on this one, asshole?
honestly, I have to vote Kingpin.
All right, well, Kingpin is our finalist.
You know, one of my favorite Kingpin Spider-Man things is where Spider-Man brings out a bunch of little cue cards to tell jokes to him, and I have one of them. Are you ready?
Oh, please.
Do it.
You are so fat that when you cut yourself shaving, marshmallow fluff comes out.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, fuck. Well, Kingpin's in the finals now with Scorpion. Would you
2 in the
guys-
king, 1 in the pin.
Now,
Sorry, wrong line.
Now-
Wrong villain.
would you gentlemen like to know next Monday's bracket?
Yes.
Yes.
Next Monday on bracket number 3, Craven, our very own Elmer Fudd-esque dumbfuck, goes against Puma, a hybrid animal man.
What about Timon?
It's Puma, not Pumbaa. God damn it.
Timon and Pumbaa.
Now, I will say, bracket number 3 has the most OG character going against an OG character we've done yet. Because you have Craven and Puma. Kind of meh. Craven, I'd probably put Craven over it just because I know more. But
Don't think about it yet.
now, the other ones we have in here, Hobgoblin versus Carrion. Carrion can basically turn you into exactly that.
Did you put a fucking goblin in every single one of these rackets?
Yes, there was only so many goblins, so I made sure there was a goblin in every one.
Shit, fuck.
Doc Ock goes against Vulture. Sandman goes against Tombstone. And Lizard goes against another dinosaur man, Stegron. Who will be the winner of the third bracket? Tune in next Monday to find out. My money's on Tombstone, to be honest, but I mean, that's just me.
Shocker.
And what have you learned,
favorite.
Jared?
That I should never do that because you shit fucks make me disappointed. But I hope you guys enjoyed bracket number 2. To clarify, Scorpion and Kingpin are in our finals, which is interesting enough by itself. I am very curious where this is all going to play out. I really am. Next week has an extra bracket, so more than likely we're going to have 2 finalists. So it's going to be a tough decision for who moves on. But I hope we'll catch you then. Go check out Infocast 5000. We have their trailer. We have their little ad spot in here because they're a really cool couple of guys. I enjoy them. I've talked with them. We've had them on Fireside. Hopefully we'll have them on Fireside this coming weekend. Again, they're a really cool couple of guys. But guys, we'll catch you next week with that. Jeremy, how you doing on Halo?
Outstanding. I'm still getting my ass kicked.
Yeah, how far are you?
Well, it's Halo 2.
Let's see, like mission 4 or 5?
Are you bringing the fight to them?
Trying to.
Well, guys, I'm going to blow out the candles on my birthday cake. But before I do, I just want to say I'm very disappointed I was not made a finalist in this competition. And I hope you now see me.
Fuck your birthday.
Everyone has a birthday. You're not special.
Yeah, and if you're very confused, like I know Jeremy is, that was the whole thing for Amazing Spider-Man 2 when they had Electro, is that it was his birthday, and he was very disappointed that he didn't
We didn't
get
even
to
mention
enjoy
how
his
he's a
birthday.
Spider-Man stalker.
Spider-Man, you're my favorite. So good. But yeah, So, I mean, honestly, guys, I'm kind of disappointed in you all. I'm a little disappointed in how the voting went today. James, you're a shit fuck.
Wow,
Sorry,
this sounds
Mom.
a lot like last week.
Your reasoning behind picking convincing that asshole playing Halo that he's a walking vibrator.
That's all Jeremy has to hear.
Well, Jeremy needs
Makes
to hear
people
that.
all tingly and sad.
Jeremy needs to hear that because he needs the extra help in the bedroom. Gotcha. Gotcha, bitch.
Oh.
But I am
It's called
very-
marketing, asshole.
Marketing for what? What are you marketing?
Hey,
Don't
it's
sell
marketing that, you know,
vibrators.
Not
it's
yet, at
marketing on the
least.
fact that I can actually sit there and I can put myself out there.
AdamandEve.com/Oddcast Network.
That's not a thing. Don't do that.
My uncensored persons, we are not sponsored by Adam and Eve. Yes.
Sponsored.
Promo
To
code
clarify, we're not
The
sponsored.
Shocker.
God damn it. But I'm happy I was able to get you two on. James, we'll have to get you on again. You need to make room. Come back on again. Jeremy, same thing with you. We need to get you on more often. It's fun.
Yeah, no. Now my schedule and everything has been slowing down and all that. I'll be able to come back and revisit the Oddcast and play a part in the shenanigans that we have here. But yeah,
Good.
I'll definitely be back on. Trust me, don't worry. I love this show. I love doing it. It's blast. It's a stress reliever. It's awesome.
And everyone, we forgot to do this in the beginning. Jeremy, thank you for
Thank
your
you for your
service.
service.
God damn it.
You're welcome.
Hey,
We'll catch
Jared,
you-
by the way,
What? What's that?
thank you for your service during these trying times.
I hate every fucking minute of it. I hate every fucking minute of having to work in a
The question
grocery
is,
store.
when's Anthony going to join us over on Fireside? Or Jeremy? When are you two fucksticks going to make time for us on
Unfortunately-
Saturday?
I've been swamped all Saturday between Easter, and then it's going to be fiance's birthday.
But I also need you on my creator feature at some point, just so you're
does.
aware.
Does Jeremy? I don't know. Jeremy is another one that's usually busy, but
Yeah, well,
we just have
you-
drinks
once-
and talk things.
yeah, one weekend out of the month I usually work, but it's been busy lately, so I'll have to make some time to jump on the other channels, but definitely will.
But you can
I'll be
catch,
on here again because Jared ran me out of excuses in the past few weeks. So
Goddamn right I did. I'm proud of that one. But you can catch you can catch all of our shows. We have What an Oddcast here, obviously. CLT Sandwich we have every Wednesday with Anthony hosting and me just joining in to be a dumb fuck.
The episode will be posted. I've already edited it. Edited it. I cut all the
Can
shit.
you talk? Can you talk?
And it's being it'll be posted at 6 a.m. on Wednesday.
Boom. So go check out CLT Sandwich on Wednesday. Catch James over on Gaming Beyond the Box on Wednesdays. Wednesday nights, right?
yeah,
The Wednesday night they live stream over on YouTube, Gaming Beyond the Box. We've actually interviewed a couple guys from there, and they're cool.
Yeah,
they're cool
we
bunch of
have.
guys too.
we've had them on Fireside, and
Yeah, we have.
yeah, they enjoy our shit. We enjoy theirs. It works.
It's a mutual beneficial thing. And Fireside Chats. Catch us Saturdays there. Go to patreon.com/oddcast. Help us out. We know it's a trying time. It's only $1. We've never made it very high, so it's only $1. But yeah, we'll catch you guys next week. Hopefully Monday will be a bit different, and we'll catch you Thursday for Odd Chat. Until
Do
then,
not forget to ask Jeremy. Thank you for your service.
yeah. Oh yeah, and don't forget, guys. Like when you message anything, put "Thank you for your service."
Dear God.
Do it.
He loves it. He loves it. And just remember, today's my birthday.
Oh, would you cut it out with that?
Hey guys, I just want to let you know that if you enjoyed the episode here, you can always go over to patreon.com/oddcast and you can find other things over there that we're doing. Also go check out all of our podcasts. What an Oddcast, CLT Sandwich, Fireside Chats. You can find them all on your favorite podcast platform. and check out that Patreon to help support us and everything that we want to do. But until next time, you all take care, stay odd,